One night stand. Extreme rules. Extreme rules.
Somehow a lumberjack match and a match involving chocolate pudding in a pool qualify as extreme rules. WWE labels nearly every stipulated match taking place tonight, but likely left out the pudding match, knowing full well that is a complete embarrassment to the pay-per-view and women's wrestling.
I can beat you!
This continued feud with John Cena and the Great Khali doesn't make much sense. John tells Khali that he can beat him after he literally tapped him out at Judgment Day. I've already beaten you in the most embarrassing way a guy your size can lose, but damn it, I can beat you!
In a 15-foot high...
Teddy Long had to be perfectly clear on how tall a steel cage is. It's not like this cage is completely different to cages from the past or anything.
It only happens once a year.
Insert name a pay-per-view only happens once a year cliche. We literally hear the same thing about every pay-per-view that takes place on the calendar year.
I've had a lot of one-night stands in my day.
Wow, one-night stand puns. Ha 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 ha. Because the event is called One Night Stand. What's next? Are we about to introduce Charlie Sheen as the guest host for this event? WWE sees Randy Orton pose in his usual sexy way, and that prompted them to cut away from the pose to instead show the video package leading into the stretcher match. Also, if there was a video package for this match between Randy Orton and Rob Van Dam, then why didn't we show it before Randy started to make his entrance? We even introduced the match and gave the rules before showing the video too.
Match and Van Dam concussed on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, don't even try to insult our intelligence. Injury angles are one thing, but concussions are serious and dangerous, and not something you can fully recover from in less than a week. The logic for this sucks ass. We are nearly a full minute into this match, and both Randy and RVD haven't stopped their staring contest. Hell, even the referee is looking at them with the "Are you guys gonna fight or not" face.
These men are not looking for pinfalls.
Boy, that didn't take long before Jim Ross started monologuing about how there are no pinfalls or submissions in a match involving a damn finish line. Rob Van Dam is watching you masturbate with curiosity face.
3 counts, no tap outs, no submissions or pins.
Aren't 3 counts and tap outs the same thing as pinfalls and submissions? What's next? Are there no leg hookings or give ups in this match? Jim Ross trying to use all the synonyms for pinfalls and submissions because there is somehow nothing else to talk about.
Orton looking for the RKO!
Rob Van Dam counters the RKO by kicking Randy Orton in the armpit, which somehow hurt Randy's face. Kick him in his Orton's next. Maybe that'll hurt his back.
There's Rob Van Dam. Oh, no! Okay.
It took over half the match for RVD to realize that he's supposed to be suffering the after effects of a storyline concussion after being totally fine and dominating for the first 8 minutes. RVD be like, "Hey man, did you just get a buzz cut today? Let me feel it. I like feeling buzzed heads." It literally takes all but the last 3 minutes for a match called a stretcher match to involve any stretchering. Rob Van Dam demonstrates how he would spank his children when they're being disciplined for bad behavior.
That's a good sign if you ask me. Rolling Thunder! Oh!
That was perfectly timed on the part of Randy Orton to catch Rob Van Dam in his attempt at a Rolling Thunder. Here's a sin off. Though, could we please see some extreme in this supposed extreme match?
Desperation.
Oh, well, that was easy. Whatever happened to the times where it was an intense moment when the stretcher was close to the finish line and cool moments happen? Oh well. Post-match assault that sadly ends up being far more entertaining than the actual match itself. Not a good start to this event. The first storyline concussion would put RVD back in the ring less than a week later. The second storyline concussion takes him out of the WWE entirely until 2013. Wait, what? That can't be right. Holy shit, that's actually what happened! What the hell?
Lashley's last stand at One Night Stand.
Ugh, can we please knock it off with the puns already? I don't know how much of this I can stand. Wait, fuck!
Something really bad is gonna happen to me.
Vince McMahon senses his vision of professional wrestling years before it actually happens. So to avoid it, he starts up the PG era, which ended up being the beginning.
The tables are stored under the ring.
Why?
And the first team to put one of their opponents through a table.
One? In tag team table matches, the rules are supposed to state that a member of an entire team has to go through a table in order for the other team to obtain victory. And this event is Extreme Rules, so why are we going extreme with this? This is an ECW match, for God's sake! Tommy Dreamer is the one making his entrance, yet the graphics display Elijah Burke's name for whatever reason. Oh, my kill switch!
The match does not end in a pinfall or submission.
Calm down, calm down. There will be matches tonight where they don't explain the rules because not all of them have stipulations. Oh shit, they all do! The pain hurts! Although, one strange question I have about this match is why is there only one member of each team allowed in the ring with the others on the apron? Isn't this a tables match? I'm pretty sure everyone is allowed in the ring since there are no disqualifications. Does it not count if the ones on the apron get put through tables? Huh, maybe I guess we need the rules after all because this don't make any damn sense here.
Who gets a lesson in gravity from the Sins?
CM Punk gets tagged in and the referee doesn't see it, so it shouldn't be legal. But then I remembered that this is a tables match and my head hurts even worse now.
Get the table!
Very poor imitation of the Dudley Boys. Sorry guys, but you two just don't have the magic that those two legends had.
Striker may be seeing stars in a moment.
Matt Striker avoids the Sandman's onslaught with a kendo stick and figures that leaving the ring will save him from harm. What an idiot. Funny how this match went on without tables for the first 5 minutes and nobody chanted "We want tables." Now that tables are actually being utilized, fans are chanting "We want tables." You're kinda too late to state what you want when you just got it. Rather than simply shove over Sandman and Tommy Dreamer to save Matt Striker, Marcus Corvon and Elijah Burke simply move the table out of the way, allowing Matt to take damage nonetheless. These two are dicks to their own partner. Also, I think Matt Striker suffered more damage by landing on the mats outside than he would have if there was a table there to help slow down his fall. Another reason why the New Breed are dicks to their own partners.
Watch out! Watch out! Oh!
This elbow drop was more of a show-off move than a hurt CM Punk more than a traditional elbow drop move.
Excellently placed elbow to the face! No!
Really awkward when you realize that Tommy could have simply turned a little further around and he would have successfully put Matt Striker through the waiting table. I'm starting to think that everyone in this match can't see the table in the ring because it obtained John Cena powers. What if it turns out that Marcus Corvon was the legal wrestler this entire time? Would that mean that technically... You know what? I don't fucking care anymore.
What do you want, Randy? Nothing.
Then why are you bothering Edge? Since the Hardy Boys end up winning this ladder match, I'm starting to think Jeff Hardy discovered the secret to not obtaining bad luck when he goes underneath ladders. What's the secret? Isn't the referee supposed to wait until all the competitors are in the ring before raising the titles in the air to show the audience that they're on the line? The referee secretly crowned himself the new tag team champions. Maybe that's why you raised them too quickly. Charlie Haas jinxes his team's momentum by touching the World Tag Team Championship belts before they are raised above the ring.
Again, pinfall, submissions.
Nelson's middle name, and you don't know how high.
After that last confusing match, I just want to clarify here. We're positive these teams don't have to tag in and out, correct? Sorry, it's just that tables match mind-fucked me into oblivion.
Matt and Jeff. Jeff, the older of the two.
That's Matt Hardy, you stupid dumbass. Jeff Hardy is the younger brother, not the older one. I think Jim Ross would know that, having known the Hardy Boys for nearly 10 years.
Benjamin have a golden...
Okay, who let Melina spectate this match as a fan of the audience? My sin counter has cracked so many times in the past because of her non-stop screaming.
Same idea at the same time. Oh!
Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas didn't think to run forward with their ladders after seeing the Hardy Boys disarm themselves with their own.
And the Rainbow Warrior.
Much as the Rainbow Warrior was one of Jeff Hardy's nicknames, it didn't really suit him until he started painting his face a year later. Well, that just happened. No idea how that was supposed to be damaging to Jeff Hardy, but okay then.
That can't taste good, even chicken fried.
Ha ha, fuck you.
What are you guys thinking about here?
Jim Ross sees the same move that smashed Joey Mercury's face months ago at Armageddon, one of the most unforgettable accidents in ladder match history, and somehow doesn't recognize it. Ladder is bridged between the ring apron and barricade cliche. We are at One Night Stand Extreme Rules, yet the transition in between replays show the Monday Night Raw logo. Man, I miss that logo. Alright, I'll take a sin off for that brutal high-risk move. Whenever you see Shelton Benjamin in a ladders match, you just know something crazy is about to happen.
Charlie Haas has a golden...
Charlie Haas was in perfect position underneath the World Tag Team Championships, but chose to pull the ladder back further away from them, thinking that was the best position to climb. What a dumbass. Fucking what? Shelton is a dick to his own Benjamins. I suppose I could give Matt Hardy some credit on that, but the sin would still apply.
We're going to be asking, can we get an elevator out here?
There's already a ladder perfectly placed underneath the titles, but Matt Hardy thinks, nah, I need to place another ladder further away from the titles.
Get it, Jeff! Grab him!
Well, looks like Jim Ross isn't the only one confusing the Hardy Boys apart. First it was JR confusing which brother was the oldest, and now Jerry Lawler confuses which brother is trying to reach the titles.
I back you!
The Great Khali must have been watching Rocky IV on repeat and got inspired by Ivan Drago's threat.
By the 12, a lumberjack.
This lumberjack match is between Kane and Mark Henry, two of the biggest men in WWE at the time, so they figured having 12 wrestlers outside the ring is good enough to keep them both in the ring. That ain't enough to even keep one of them in the ring. Also, I kid you not, there are literally 2 minutes of entrances for the damn lumberjacks, each of them entering one at a time to the One Night Stand theme instead of all together or during the Great Khali's backstage promo.
Oh, hi, Mark.
They're not going to come into play here.
This match is one of the less extreme matches for the entire night, mostly because the lumberjacks are just hanging around, not doing much of anything, while Kane and Mark Henry fight in this not-so-extreme match. The majority of this match is Kane and Mark Henry sizing each other up or staring at each other while the lumberjacks are just there to kill time. Here are 5 sins I am bored out of my mind.
He lured Kane in.
That just might be the slowest and softest strike into the ring post I have ever seen in all my years of watching wrestling.
Powerlifting records.
Michael Cole is listing off Mark Henry's powerlifting accolades because there is literally nothing to discuss in the ring, and that is just really sad to think about.
A couple of weeks ago when he cost The Undertaker.
That was over a month ago, not a simple couple weeks ago.
What the hell is this? The Lumberjacks.
JBL has got a problem with the Lumberjacks cheering Kane on, although to be fair, I think they're only doing this to hype themselves out of boredom as this match drones on.
You got to be kidding me!
Just when Kane was about to finish this match to my delight, here come the heel Lumberjacks to keep this thing going to my utter dismay. Why must you do this?
These two jokers.
The match is over.
Alright, I gotta admit, this made me laugh. You hear Shelton Benjamin trashing the Hardy Boys, then the camera reveals they were also in the same room the entire time. Gotta love the comedy.
Nobody beats my father in a street fight.
Shane McMahon says this while video packages show every street fight that Vince McMahon lost. What were you saying again about nobody defeating Vince in a street fight, Shane?
No disqualification.
That's a little redundant. Literally every match tonight is contested under no disqualification rules. Might as well rename the event no disqualification.
Mr. McMahon.
Mr. McMahon.
Was supposed to be a one-on-one match.
Well, neither Umaga nor Shane McMahon are legal participants in the street fight, so on technical terms, this is still a one-on-one match between Vince and Bobby Lashley. Also, it's a heel Vince McMahon. Did you actually expect him to arrive to the ring alone in a street fight against Bobby freaking Lashley? Damn, that's gotta suck. The street fight begins, and Bobby Lashley's first piece of offense is narrowly missing Umaga in a suicide dive and crash landing by his own doing. Wow, it seems like nobody can hit Umaga on the outside without narrowly missing him. Mr. McMahon, you're up next.
Go, Bobby, go!
Quit your cheerleading, Joey. Yeah, I know, Vince McMahon is an asshole who stole the ECW championship from Bobby Lashley, but still.
Still hit the ring post.
Shane McMahon actually believed that carelessly running toward Bobby Lashley with a chair was going to work out. A lot of potentially cool moments are becoming not so cool simply because everyone seems to miss their targets. Like Shane McMahon trying to hit a DDT onto the chair, but missing the chair completely.
Watch out! Ooh.
Vince McMahon is a dick to Bobby's Lashley's, while missing them entirely. Boy, this street fight is loaded with botches. Just like this entire night is loaded with not so extreme rules.
After that Judgment Day, Bobby...
Out of all the weapons available to Vince, he selects the tiny hammer used to ring the bell? I am so confused here.
Shades of Lashley! Oh!
Bobby, right infringement.
Defenseless!
Oh, come on. Bobby didn't even yank Vince forward in that counter. You could clearly see Vince moving forward on his own accord. Can't believe I'd facepalm to an Extreme Rules pay-per-view in 2007 before WWE went PG. Did I actually think this pay-per-view was cool all those years ago?
Uso!
Somewhere in training, Jimmy and Jey Uso watched this match and figured out what they should call themselves when they arrive on the scene 3 years later. That one sad moment when the most extreme moment of the match came from somebody who's not even a legal participant in said match. Wow. Good thing on Bobby's part to move out of the way from Shane's coast-to-coast move, but the garbage can was literally in his face. How the hell did he know when Shane leaked off the top rope? Psychic powers? Another post-match assault. And no joke, I actually thought I was merely watching the replay of Bobby's spear that won in the match, then realized it was the live feed. Boy, I've been mind-fucked one too many times tonight.
Pudding.
Skip!
Damn!
Doesn't matter if this pay-per-view is absolute cringe, Ron Simmons always steals the show with his hilarious cameo appearances backstage without a doubt. The entire existence of this damn pudding match, and if anybody in, let's say, the year 2021 says that women are being misused on TV, I will refer to them to this absolute abomination. This is worse than women not getting TV time. Here are 100 sins just for this match existing, plus another 10 for every sin I add until it's over. Also, how the hell did someone manage to pour whipped cream and place a cherry perfectly on top in the middle of this chocolate pudding pool without getting into the pool itself? That's actually a crazy mystery to think about.
Being contested in a pool of pudding.
Yeah, no shit, that's why it's called a fucking pudding match. Do we even need entrances since the pool of pudding is literally right on the stage close by the entrance curtain? Melina is the WWE Women's Champion, but is being resorted to competing in this ridiculous pudding match. Man, women's wrestling was a complete abomination in the 2000s. Also, if she's the champion, why isn't this match for the championship? Would at least make this more interesting and 1% less of a waste of time.
Viscosity and visibility.
About 45 seconds of Melina adjusting her hair and her goggles while her music continues to play, and holy shit, can y'all just get this match over with, please? I'm practically begging you at this point.
In any kind of match, look out!
How the hell did Melina not see Candice Michelle approaching her to toss her into the pool of pudding? Wouldn't that be the first thing she figured would happen in a match that's supposed to take place inside that pool?
I see pudding people.
How the fuck is that supposed to be an accurate reference to The Sixth Sense? And why would anybody think of The Sixth Sense when they look at two women competing in a pool full of chocolate pudding? Hey, remember that cool movie The Sixth Sense? Yeah, why? Did this match remind you of it? No, it just popped in my head for whatever reason. Carry on. If Melina and Candice Michelle were supposed to be inside the pudding pool, shouldn't the referee start a count-out or something? Another reason why this pudding match is a bad idea. Melina just covered a number of fans with pudding, and while that would taste delicious, it would also ruin their clothes and possibly their hair. I'd be pissed if I was one of them. Since when did Falls Count Anywhere get added as a stipulation of this match? The rules state it's supposed to happen inside the pool, and I've had about enough. This warrants me bringing a certain device back onto my arm. At this rate, I can't even tell which wrestler is which since they're both covered in pudding from head to toe.
I think Melina just tapped.
Are we sure that was Melina? Wash off the pudding first, then we'll check to see. I bet nobody knew which one tapped out, and I guessed out of luck that it was Melina. Even after the match ended, this pudding fight is still going on!
There you go.
Whatever, I don't even care anymore. Let's just move on to the next match. I'm desperate to see some extreme moments tonight. The crew who placed the steel cage above the ring clearly were drunk when working, given the awkward angle the cage is set up.
Are escaping the cage.
Did we forget to mention that this 15-foot high steel cage is a 15-foot high steel cage? Probably did, but let's say it again. This 15-foot high steel cage is a 15-foot high steel cage.
They love Batista in the United Kingdom.
Michael Cole lists off a lot of countries supporting Dave Batista tonight just so he can have an excuse to bring up who's watching the show. Thankfully, it doesn't get as annoying as repeating it years later, but after nearly 2 hours of no extreme action at One Night Stand, I'm severely irritated at the smallest of things. The referee locks up the door to the cage, forgetting that the World Heavyweight Championship is still inside and must be removed before the match begins. Bet that had to be awkward when he realizes that and unlocks the cage door.
The World Heavyweight.
Edge actually believed that he had time to run to the cage door and escape with Dave watching him the entire time. He may be an ultimate opportunist, but he's also an idiot.
Again, the rules of the matchup.
No, we already know the rules, Michael. I've got a bad enough headache as it is. Please don't make it worse.
Now look at Edge. Desperately.
Dave looked down, noticed Edge's crack was almost exposed, and pulled his pants up to make sure nobody saw that. Well, at least Dave has respect for Edge's privacy as it continues to pummel him to the ground.
Are you going to call Batista intimidated because he's trying to win the match?
It may be irritating to hear constant arguments on commentary, but damn, JBL roasted Michael Cole good there for saying Edge was intimidated by trying to escape, but said nothing about Dave Batista doing the same.
Oh! Edge, a drop kick.
Dave gets dropkicked to the ground and went into video game glitch mode.
Shoulder to the gut.
That was obviously the spear, and honestly looked more brutal than the traditional spear since Dave was trapped, yet Michael Cole didn't recognize it. How?
Oh, Batista telegraphed that. The champ took control.
That would be Edge who took control, not Batista. Edge is the champion in this match and was the one who telegraphed the move. What is going on here? My mistake, Dave wasn't trying to cover up Edge's butt in the earlier moment. He covered up his thong while thinking, what the fuck am I looking at here?
Can you believe he dragged it? Very illegal.
After 3 hits, Dave's Batistas are most definitely dead. Funeral is next week after Raw goes off the air. Boy, Dave Batista has had a lot of bad luck when it comes to cage matches in 2007. After what happened with The Undertaker last month before Edge cashed in the Money in the Bank briefcase, Dave has got to be like, oh, come on, not again! This entire promo package for the main event being shown on an old-school television set, complete with static interference and all.
And this match can only be won by pinfall.
Despite the fact that we've seen many Falls Count Anywhere matches end in submission, the rules state that submissions are not valid. How do you explain the others then?
This match is not about submission.
Oh, so this is WWE basically telling us that pinning your opponent is more of an accomplishment than submitting them, and I call bullshit on that.
I think if John Cena were captain of the Titanic, he might say we're just stopping for ice.
Wah, wah.
WWE champion.
This match is only 10 minutes long, but it feels like an hour due to how incredibly slow it is. I'm just gonna say, this event completely lacked extreme rules or anything extreme, and they should be ashamed of themselves for that. Here are 50 sins.
Because pinfalls count anywhere.
My god, if I have to hear one more reminder about how Falls Count Anywhere in this match, I'm gonna lose it. Just like the stretcher match earlier tonight, all I gotta say is, well, that was easy. What a terrible pay-per-view event.